Hello everyone and welcome to the third round of the URL-GT3 Championship in Assetto Corsa. This is the first highlights video for this series and we are at Road America here. Juha Tunainen took the pole here at Road America with only 0.02 of a second to spare in front of Mats Lustig. Reinhard Berger was in third, less than 1/10 behind the pole sitter. Peter Abelovsky was in fourth, Tommy Oyala in fifth, Miguel Santiago in sixth. Seventh was for Peter Backus, then came Alex Scott, Greg Metcalf, Michal Klisch and Sando Donadel. So here is Juha on the pole. Unfortunately Mats Lustig would have to start from the pits. And off we go for round 3, 28 laps we will do around this track, and we see Mats getting away there in the pits. Let's see how he slices his way up the field. Challenge here from Peter Abelovsky and Tommy Oyala, but he has to settle for fourth at the moment. They are side by side, and in the back there's also big battles between some McLarens, BMWs and Nissans. That's Mats Lustig, I think, dispatching of Sando Donadel as well in the background. Let's see how we all get through that first big braking zone here. So the leader has a good healthy gap, and here it's all very close but all very clean. Michal Klisch just behind Miguel Santiago and Peter Abelovsky getting past Tommy Oyala now in the McLaren. So it's two BMWs and a McLaren in the top 3 for the moment. Making our way into the long carousel here at Road America. And THR Sim Racing seems to be the best team at the moment, with a 1st and 4th position. Here Miguel Santiago behind Peter Backus and Greg Metcalf just in front, making a slight mistake, and Peter Backus is able to capitalize. Can Miguel Santiago also take the position? Goes for the inside, and he takes that spot. So let's see how this unfolds, because Tommy regaining that 3rd spot on Peter Abelovsky. And there we see the leaders completing their first lap, but the big battle is here behind Mats Lustig, just behind Michal Klisch, then Greg Metcalf, and Miguel Santiago now getting passed by Greg on the straight with the Nissan power. And that's really where the McLaren is lacking in straight line speed department. But here, as you can see, mid-turn, the aero grip of the McLaren is very good, and Mats Lustig is on the inside of Michal Klisch as well. He gets the pass done, I think. Yes, he does. So let's see what happens here on the long back straight. The Nissan and also partly the Mercedes will be able to stretch their legs, and Miguel will have to try and defend as hard as he can, coming into the braking zone here. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, and Miguel loses it on the brakes, taps Greg Metcalf around. Unfortunately, that's the end of that battle for now. So then here we have Peter Backus behind Michal Klisch. Michal going a little bit wide onto the grass. Big slide from Peter, but gets a better exit out of the last turn. Gets into the slipstream of that big Nissan. And let's see if he can get the braking right into turn 1 to get that position. He has to go wide and leave space for Michal, of course. So for the moment the Nissan is still in front. Can Michal keep it on the inside once again? Yes, he can. But he gets a bit out of shape, and he has to let Peter through. Of course, he now has a slipstream, So let's see if he can make another pass into this next braking zone. He is on the inside, Peter Bacchus. Can he get it slowed down enough? Yes, he can. A bit of a low speed slide from Michal Klisch, and he has to settle in behind. So then it was Alex Scott recovering from an off in the first lap. He was behind Sando Donadel, going now for the inside. The Nissan GT3 versus the JRM Nissan. And I'm sorry, this is Greg Metcalf making the pass on Sando. Alex Scott, he did have an off in the first lap. He is now behind Sando Donadel. Let's see if he can get past as well in the Mercedes. In the HGP. Gets a bit of a slippery exit, but still can get in the slipstream. The effect in this sim is not too big, so he'll have to do it on the brakes. Brakes late, keeps it on the inside, gets it slowed down, and Sando also gives enough room, so that's Alex Scott through. Then here we have the leader, Juha Tunainen, followed by Reinhard Berger. He's really being shadowed, and Reinhard jumps into the pits. Let's see what happens here. As well, just behind them, Peter Abelovsky never let Tommy Oyala take a breath. For the whole first stint, he has been on his tail, and now just before the pit stops with tire wear coming into play, Peter might be able to make a move here, as we see Reinhard pulling into his pit stall. Good braking by Tommy here, as he turns in front of Peter. Can Peter use that mid-turn grip to get close to him and make a pass onto the straight? I don't think he can. No, he will not be able to. And at the end of the next lap, Peter Bacchus passes Juha Tunainen for first position out of the pits. So obviously Juha had some kind of problem in the pits. And then after the pit stops, it was Michal Klisch, Miguel Santiago Carao and Alex Scott who all came out on the same spot of tarmac. And here you can clearly see that McLaren had superior aero grip through the long carousel. Could get quite close to the Nissan, but without any mistakes from Michal, it will be very difficult to pass. Let's stay with this battle for a little while. Miguel can't brake that much later than Michal to force a pass there. Has to get a good line here, and then the last turn is also an opportunity to get really close to the Nissan. Here in mid-corner the grip is a lot higher, but Miguel is not close enough to make any pass, and Alex Scott is just hanging back half a second behind and watching this unfold. Here braking, pushing hard, making it downshift too much, and a slide from Miguel. He's able to recover it one lap later. Exactly the same scenario, a little bit further off of Michal, pushing even harder, and again a slide. And Alex Scott doesn't have to be asked two times. He'll go for that opportunity around the outside here. They give each other room, and now it's up to who is fastest on the straight, and that will probably be the Mercedes. But for now, it's still very close. Miguel has to settle in behind. Goes for the inside just a little moment, but then decides not to attack too hard and just settle in behind Alex Scott. Still getting a good exit here out of the turn, but that position is for Alex Scott in the Mercedes. Then, with 2 laps to go, Peter Abelovsky, who had a problem with fuel in the pit stops, he got out behind Mats Lustig, who is struggling with a car that got some damage in the opening laps. Peter Abelovsky got close, and 2 laps from the end. Let's see if he can make this move stick. A little bit faster through the carousel, as we said already. And he gets his nose up the inside. And he completes the pass. Yes, he does. So he completes the pass for, that should be P4, if I'm not mistaken. But then on the very last lap, a mistake by Peter Abelovsky going onto the grass, barely keeping it out of the barriers. And back behind Mats Lustig. Let's see how this very last lap ends for these two guys. Meanwhile, Reinhard Berger is still in front. Does Peter have enough tire grip left at the end of this race to have that big of an advantage here in this turn? He has to get out of the throttle, not to understeer off the track, but still he's very, very close. I think he's closer than when he made his pass stick. Oh, a bit slow line from Mats Lustig, and I think that's a last lap pass here for Peter Abelovsky. He gets it slowed down, turned in, and now it will be very, very difficult without a mistake from Peter Abelovsky to get past again for Mats Lustig. Here we are, last turn, and Peter Abelovsky will win this small battle on the track. After 28 laps, he finishes in front of Mats Lustig. Then let's go to another last lap battle. Miguel Santiago Carao was struggling in the second stint, and he ended up behind Sandro Donadel. The gap was 6 or 7 seconds. Miguel brought that down, but here we are again, just as Peter and Mats on the last lap, with the Nissan pulling a gap on the straights, and then the McLaren getting back at it into the turns. So let's see if Miguel can retake his position. Struggling for grip, it seems, a little bit. Had to get out of the throttle a lot there. Now hard braking. Let's see what the carousel can offer Miguel here versus the Nissan. He is quite faster. Now full on the throttle. And now he should get an advantage from the slipstream. He should be close enough, but still the Nissan really pulls away here into the acceleration zone. Sandro Donadel goes defensive, so very, very difficult to make a pass here. Late on the brakes from Miguel. Can he go around the outside? Oh, not a lot of grip here. Can he get on the power? Not early enough, so it will be all down to the very last turn, where the McLaren has some more grip. And Sandro goes defensive. That might not be the best option. Onto the grass, and that's it. No opportunity to pass for Miguel here. So, as I said already, here's Reinhard Berger, followed by Juha Tunainen, so the gap never really grow a lot. But Reinhard Berger will take his second win here in the URL-GT3 League in Assetto Corsa. 3 seconds in front of Juha Tunainen in the other BMW, the Vita 4.1, versus the BMW Motorsports BMW to finish off this Road America race. In third position, it was Juha's teammate Tommy Oyala, so a very good team result for the two Finns. Peter Abelovsky, as we saw, finished in fourth. Then Mats Lustig. Peter Bakus had quite an eventful race. In sixth he finished. Then Alex Scott, he got past Michal Klisch in the battle. Sandro Donadel just finishing in front of Miguel Santiago Carao, and Greg finishing 3 laps shy of the 28 and not finishing due to fuel issues. So that was it for round 3 of the URL-GT3 League in Assetto Corsa. Join us in 3 weeks for the next round and have a look at unitedracersleague.com to see what you're missing.